So let's look at an example to see how these words relate to each other. Let's say the roof is leaking in the soup. Things are pretty bad. So the nonconformity is the roof leaking in the soup. The correction would be dealing with the soup itself. Now you might put it on hold or you might destroy it right away. You're not going to invite your friends over for a bowl, are you? The corrective action would be fixing the roof. Now, if the roof is leaking, odds are it's raining out there. Probably not the best time to be fixing the roof today. So you might use a tarp to protect the line so that you can start running again. And that would be the short-term corrective action, that tarp. And then a short-term corrective action calls for a long-term corrective action. And in this case, it would be fixing the roof. Now, odds are that wasn't the only weak spot on that roof. It'd be nice to catch those weak spots and fix them before they start leaking in the soup. So getting somebody with an infrared camera to do a survey of the roof and to identify any area that might fail soon is one way you could do that. That would be an example of a preventive action. The severity for this issue is critical because product is contaminated. Now, normally, to assign a risk level, we consider both the likelihood and the severity. Or in this case, we could say the frequency and the severity. But for critical situations, the frequency is somewhat irrelevant. We're not waiting for 2 or 3 contaminations to call it critical. 1 is critical, 2 is critical, 3 is critical. All that being said, now we need to think of the cause. The cause is the reason the roof was leaking. And don't tell me it was leaking because it was raining. I know that. What is it that we did or what is it that we didn't do that led to the roof leaking? Maybe there's no maintenance program for the roof. That would be a good example. Maybe maintenance uses the same approach to fixing roof as they use for changing light bulbs. They wait until there's a problem and then they deal with it. Now that's called running to fail. Running to fail is quite appropriate for deciding when to change a light bulb or a light tube, but it's not appropriate for roof maintenance. So that lack of a program could be the cause. With critical situations, we're not satisfied with identifying the cause. We want to identify the root cause. So what led to the idea of running to fail for roof maintenance? Now, root cause analysis is complicated exercise. It takes hours or days to dig in and figure out what really happened. So we're not going to do that now. But let's say the whole team did that. One of the things they might have come up with is that maintenance usually waits for QA to identify building issues. And then they think their job is to fix whatever they are told to fix, instead of taking an active role at figuring out what needs to be fixed and taking responsibility both for the diagnostic as well as for the repairs. Now that we've identified a cause and a root cause, we need to go back to our corrective action and also address the cause and the root cause in that corrective action. So the corrective action will include implementing some sort of roof maintenance program, and it will also include ensuring that maintenance takes full responsibility for the maintenance of the building, including diagnostic. And finally, verification is how we make sure that the correction, the corrective action, and the preventive action were implemented properly and that they were effective. That means having a look at the roof repair, probably while it's raining, not on a sunny day. And let's also look at the report from whoever assessed the roof. Did they make recommendations? Did we follow the recommendation? Did we schedule the work? Was the work done? Are the work orders complete? So let's follow up to make sure that those actions were actually taken, and let's go and see what that looks like. And then let's also make sure that the new roof maintenance program is implemented and effective, that the maintenance team is doing what they said they would be doing. And if the root cause concluded that the maintenance team was not taking accountability for identifying building maintenance needs, well, let's verify that they're doing that now as well. All that is verification.